Hey everyone, I'm Fabio, here to rescue you from those painfully awkward silences. Whether you're meeting your partner's parents, chatting with new coworkers, or making small talk on a trip, these 25 bizarre facts will keep the conversation rolling. Let's jump right in. First up, the Ghost Army. Officially known as the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops, these Allied soldiers in World War II used inflatable tanks, fake radio chatter, and elaborate sound effects to trick the Nazis into believing they faced a massive force. With only about 1,000 men, they convinced Germany of a 30,000-strong army. Genius, right? Next up, a scuba enthusiast named Sergio Gambarini had a wild idea: growing crops underwater. Off the coast of Noli, Italy, he created air-filled biospheres anchored 20 feet below the surface, where strawberries and basil thrive thanks to stable temperatures and high humidity. Storms can wipe them out, but hey, it could be the future of farming for countries short on farmland. In 2020, the town of Ingham, Australia faced a bat invasion of around 300,000 flying mammals. They dive-bombed unsuspecting locals, leading kids to skip school and creating absolute chaos. While bats rarely harm humans, this swarm definitely caused panic until it finally fizzled out in September of that year. In Ecuador, 2016, scientists dissected a fire-colored devil frog and found a never-before-seen ant species inside its stomach. Because it was the only specimen, we know almost nothing about its habits. But it proves our world still holds plenty of surprises, sometimes even hidden in a frog's lunch. Believe it or not, soccer isn't some purely American twist. In 1800s England, schoolboys coined the term by shortening association football to a sock, then adding "er". Britain used soccer and football interchangeably for decades. Later, the Brits phased out the word, leaving the rest of the world to carry on the tradition, especially in North America. College student, Mississippi, 2020. A simple fart joke scribbled on toilet paper, unfortunately referring to it as a bomb triggered a bomb scare involving 11 agencies. He was a straight-A student, just months from graduation, yet found himself arrested with a $220,000 bond. Talk about your jokes backfiring. In 1995, researchers discovered pigeons can distinguish between Picasso and Monet. Trained with food rewards, these birds correctly picked out each artist's work, even brand new pieces. They also mastered telling abstract art from realistic styles. Turns out pigeons' pattern recognition is surprisingly advanced. Who needs an art critic when you've got a pigeon? In 2013, explorer Dave Cornthwaite rolled from Miami to Portland, Oregon on a skateboard, 3,618 miles in total, about 40 miles a day for 90 days. It was part of his Expedition 1000 project, involving 25 non-motorized journeys of at least 1,000 miles each. You can't deny his commitment. Maybe pack extra wheels next time? In 2014, Northeast Philadelphia residents reported a man, coined the Swiss cheese pervert, approaching women and requesting, let's say, bizarre acts involving cheese. He was eventually arrested, receiving probation and mandatory treatment. Everyone else just moved on with their cheese in peace. 2016, Halifax, Nova Scotia. A bylaw intended to keep animals leashed or caged inadvertently outlawed managed bees from pollinating outside their hives, unless, you could leash a bee. Understandably, the city council quickly amended the rule. Crisis and pollination saved. On the third night after each full moon, exactly 56 minutes post-sunset, Bermuda fireworms put on a bioluminescent show like you've never seen. The females rise first, glowing bright, and the males rush in, creating a magical neon dance under the waves. At 81 years old, Montana's Arthur Jack Shar served a 6-month federal sentence for smuggling a Marco Polo sheep, the world's largest breed, aiming to create a Montana Mountain King. U.S. authorities didn't appreciate his big dreams of giant sheep. He was found guilty despite his lawyer's claims that no one else could have done it. There's a secret facility loaded with Titanic artifacts, from a battered alligator skin purse and perfume bottles still faintly scented, to delicate dishware that shows the stark difference between first, second, and third class. Each item tells a personal story, reminding us the Titanic was more than just a movie or a historical statistic. Isaac Newton introduced the law of gravity, describing what happens. Then Einstein came along with general relativity, explaining why. Laws summarize observed data, theories offer explanations. And yes, we're still refining our understanding of gravity. Spacetime curvature, quantum mechanics, this theory is far from finished. Among Jamestown's excavations, archaeologists found a knight's tomb. The best guess is it might belong to Sir George Yardley or Lord de la Warr, but no one knows for sure. Talk about a colonial whodunit, who's in it? Sounds like sci-fi. Glendon Scott Crawford, a mechanic, attempted to build a lethal death ray for terrorist attacks. He hid it in a truck near mosques and even considered the White House. Luckily, his co-conspirators were undercover agents, so the plan fizzled after he only finished the remote control. Ever cringe at your voicemail recording? Your voice in your head is filtered through bone conduction, making it sound richer. The actual version everyone else hears lacks those vibrations. If you want the raw truth, try speaking with your ears plugged. Yep, that's how you really sound. Cue the shudder. In Japan, some people experience taijin kyofusho, a social anxiety where they dread shaming family or friends. More than typical stage fright, it can cause extreme isolation out of fear that any slip-up might disgrace loved ones. Cultural values meet mental health in a fascinating yet challenging combo. The odds of being struck by lightning, roughly 1 in 12,000. For Edwin E. Robinson in 1980, it was 100%. He was blind and partially deaf from an accident, took shelter under a tree, and got zapped. When he woke up hours later, both his sight and hearing had returned. Lucky? Absolutely. A 2015 study found the dirtiest spot on an airplane isn't the bathroom flush handle, 265 CFU/square in, but the seatback tray table, with a whopping 2,155 CFU per square inch. Overhead vents and seat belt buckles are also pretty nasty. So next time, bring sanitizer. Lots of it. There's a paraphilia called dendrophilia, a sexual attraction to trees. Some folks just find emotional comfort in nature, while others take it further, hugging or even worshipping them. Yes, you might judge, but hey, the world is a strange place. We all learn about the 5 senses in school, but interoception is arguably our sixth sense. It's how we interpret internal signals, like thirst, hunger, or even emotional cues. When interoception goes awry, issues like anxiety or eating disorders can pop up. It's a major frontier in psych research today. During World War II, Dutch doctor Willem Kalf refused to accept kidney failure as a death sentence. He built a rudimentary dialysis machine from wooden drums and cellophane. While his early attempts flopped, he finally saved a patient's life, laying the foundation for today's modern dialysis treatments. If death rays are too grim for you, here's a more fun vehicle mod. Rivian offers a special Night Rider makeover for their electric trucks. Picture the classic red scanner lights, plus old-school theme music. It's basically KITT 2.0 for the EV age, minus David Hasselhoff's hair. Ernest Hemingway gifted his 23-karat gold Nobel Prize to the Cuban people, leaving it in a sanctuary at El Cabre. In 1986, it was stolen. Fidel Castro, an admirer of Hemingway, warned the thieves to return it within 72 hours or else. Mysteriously, it reappeared almost immediately. Fear is a potent motivator. Thanks for sticking around for 25 bizarre facts to crush any awkward silence. Now for the big question, which fact blew your mind the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you're thirsty for more, check out our huge 250 amazing facts video, because, hey, you can never have too many conversation starters. Remember to like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell for more offbeat knowledge. Catch you next time.